Good morning, guys. Remember our leaf rubbings we made yesterday with crayon and paper and the leaves from our yard? Well, I think for today, I'd like you guys to cut them out. And you can see that I took my time cutting, making sure to really go along the contour line of the shapes of everything. And of course I touched them up a little bit with colored pencil, just a tad. And what we're going to do now is a collage. So a collage is taking a bunch of things and cutting them and assembling them or reassembling. You can even do things like cut your leaves in half and, you know, place them in different ways, or maybe, you know, match them up half and half, like make a whole new one. In this case, I really just want to do an assemblage of my whole leaves here. So I have a piece of construction paper, and it's pretty big because my pieces were big, but you can do any size paper, or, you know, 2 or 3, I don't know. So this is black. You can use any color you want, but I thought this would be a nice contrast. And contrast is, you know, dark and light against each other. I also, I'm undecided, but maybe I'll use this side. I have this decorative side, and for those of you who know me, you know I always make decorative papers just for things like this. You never know. This one in particular, just so you know, was a stencil, spray painted twice. I spray paint, and then I pick up the stencil, and it has all that extra paint on it on top of the stencil, and then I stamped it so we don't waste any paint. So it's pretty cool. Maybe I'll use this side. You guys can also decorate your background paper if you want with paint or crayon or not. So there's so many ways to assemble and collage. Really, just so many things that you can do. But I kind of laid things out, and this is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to start with my bigger pieces, and I'm just going to kind of lay out a design, and you guys can do that too. And I like the symmetry, meaning equal, like a sort of balance. So it kind of gives it a modern look, and I actually like that. And again, I'm just working on my placement. I don't want to put 2 things of the same color right next to each other necessarily, because, you know, I don't know if that's going to work. I'm going to overlap, right? Overlap, and think about my bigger shapes going down first. The artistry comes in this cutting and assembling for collage. Here's some symmetry. See that? I kind of like that. You don't have to do that. Just normally I'm not big on that, but sometimes I like it. Layering, overlapping, looking at the shapes of things. Yeah, I kind of like this modern look. Maybe that's nice contrast there. Symmetry. Let's change it out because I don't want green against green. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I kind of like that, so that's a good idea. Another thing you could do is actually make an arrangement, like a bouquet, right? However you wish. And then draw a vase. That'd be kind of cool. Okay, so anyways, lots of things you can do. Collage is such a beautiful art form. I love it, love it, love it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start gluing, and I'm just going to glue right here, you know, on my paper because I'm getting glue there anyway. So you can glue with a glue stick, with regular glue. Mine is glue water mixture with a paintbrush, which I love to do. And it's about, I guess if I were going to measure it, maybe like 2 parts glue to 1 part water, something like that. So I'm going to start like this. Try not to get too much on your background paper because you don't want your whole thing to be a sticky mess. I don't really pay too much attention to the middle of my piece. Anyways, just like that, right? And then press it down and kind of iron it from one side. And I'm gonna do a little wash of glue over it too, because that kind of works as a varnish. Don't get too much glue on your paper like I just did. I want to press down my edges. If you get little wrinkles, you can just kind of iron them out. Okay. I think that's pretty good. You can also add other things in here. It doesn't have to be just paper, but so now I'm gonna go about there and repeat the process. So I'm gonna do all of them and then I'll post a photo.